Walter, give me a hug. Good to see you. Never
I thought that was you, but
I know, I saw you. I was like, is that Walter?
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I just thought,
I'm videotaping you, just so you know.
you?
That's why I turned on the glasses. I'm doing like a video blog. It's really good to see you. It'll be awesome to talk to you outside because there's a lot of noise here.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I can't believe I'm seeing you again.
Yeah.
The
I thought I recognized you and I was going to say to you.
Everyone could humiliate themselves on camera.
That was a good video. You're definitely a great sport.
And there's a large number of studies that show that fluoride causes cancer. Fluoride is used as rat poison.
But it's good for your teeth.
Is it?
Yeah, but I wanted to know, what's the latest? Because I remember 2 years ago I came down, you still had the campaign. How's it going, and what's the latest?
Oh, it's still going. I mean, it's gaining momentum, I think, because there's a girl against fluoride. She's sort of trying to take a court action. There's another guy, Declan Waugh, who's a scientist down south, and he's starting to confront the government with the fraud of the science that they're presenting. You've got myself. I went before the Dublin City Council last week. The government was there presenting against me. There was a magazine down south called Hot Press, and Hot Press has been running a series of articles on fluoridation, the history of it, how it got started. Some of the politicians who are still alive now who fought it at the time, they're talking out. All kinds of things are going on along that line, and it's putting pressure on the government. And for the first time, RTE were forced to put the fluoride on television.
Wow.
Yeah, that was about a few weeks ago. And what happened was the Hot Press magazine has been covering this for, as I say, it's been covering it for 8 weeks now, solidly.
Wow.
Every week there's another article comes out. So they were forced to get the author onto television. And so for the first time, RTE actually mentioned fluoride on television.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
so it's starting to change. They did an article this week was about what happened in Northern Ireland, because in Northern Ireland a small group of people got this stopped here, but it never got reported in the South. We marched on Stormont. That didn't get reported in the South.
Yeah.
So the whole opposition here, nothing was told down South. And yet they're all drinking this stuff. We don't have it yet.
Yeah.
And I think now there's a movement in the North also to get this stopped. And the politicians here now realize, I think, more and more, we need a law. We need a law, just like they have in Holland, like they have in Germany, like they have in different countries in the world, to stop this from ever coming back.
So they have. I didn't know about this. There's different laws in Europe that specifically say you can't have fluoride in the water.
In Holland, Dr. Hans Muhlenberg fought to stop this with a group of doctors across Holland. He did a double-blind study proving that fluoride caused harm. He then fought through, this was back in 1976, to get a law put on the books, and they actually changed the Constitution of Holland. And the law states that nothing that can cause cancer in humans or animals can be put in the drinking water of humans or animals.
Wow.
So they've got a law passed. They have to now, and if they want to bring this back, which they've been trying to do, they have to overturn the Constitution. They have to open up the Constitution again. That's the big problem for them.
Wow.
And they've got laws in Sweden, I think Germany. There's different countries have laws that prevent this from happening. We don't have anything here. So I think right now we have a majority of politicians who are against this. We have Sinn Féin, the party, the Republican Party, they're against this. We have the UUP are against it. We have a whole bunch of independents and people like that who are against it. The Green Party is against it. I think now's the time we need a law here, just like they have in other parts of Europe, so that we don't have to keep fighting this every 5 years or 10 years, every time they try and drag this repressive measure back.
Yeah, this is the only place in all of Europe, pretty much, that fluoridates their water. Am I correct in saying
That's
that?
in the Republic of Ireland, not in the North.
Yeah.
You see, we got to stop in the North at one point. This was back in 1996, up to 98. It took 2 years to back them off.
Wow.
And also in the Isle of Man, they did it about 4 years ago, and they stopped it in the Isle of Man.
Wow.
So there's still a movement going on, and in the South, I think it's picking up more speed, because once it appears on RTE, suddenly people are taking notice of it.
So where's the current fight to end water fluoridation, and how can people get involved to help out in this fight?
Well, I think in the South, there's plenty of things you can do. I would pick up Hot Press for a start, the magazine. Start subscribing to it in some way, because it's got the most recent stuff of what's going on. I think they're going to be interviewing Hans Muhlenberg. He's still alive. They're bringing in other parts of the campaign that have happened in other parts of the world now. So as they continue to put pressure, it's putting pressure on the government They don't like to admit it, but that's what's happening. I mean, when they came to the Dublin City Council, I mean, I was shocked, you know, whenever the government actually appeared. When they first were approached by a Dublin City Councillor for information to prove that fluoride was safe, they said, okay, we'll meet with you. So they offered to go to the Dublin City Council. Then I was invited because one of the councillors said, well, if we're going to hear a pro version of this, we want to hear somebody from the anti-side. Well, no sooner had I been invited than the government backed out.
Wow.
So it took 4 months, and finally this thing appeared on television on them. And so then they agreed that they would come and present at the Dublin City Council. Now that's happened.
Awesome.
Now the Dublin City Councillors had asked questions 3 months before it, or 3 weeks before it, and the government didn't answer any of them. They still haven't answered.
No surprise there.
No surprise there. Yeah, democracy at work.
And what's the best website people could find you and find out more information about the fight?
I don't know about finding me.
Oh,
I don't have a website, unfortunately. You can Google me, but you'll just get videotapes like yours. But I don't have a website or anything. I would go on fluoridealert.org.
Awesome.
Fluoridealert.org. I think it's one of the better ones out there.
Walter, I have to say, I think both of us together made one of the best WeAreChange videos before. It's one of my favorite videos. I watch it all the time to get a laugh. Thank you for everything you do. It's just crazy that I'm here at this random event here, and then you're just sitting right behind me. So it's a pleasure. Give me another hug. Good seeing you. Thank you. But it's good for your teeth.
Is it? I don't think so. In fact, what it does is it breaks down the enamel of the teeth, and it causes a dental disfigurement called dental fluorosis, which is white stains and brown, white flecks and brown staining that run horizontally across the teeth. So it actually does dental damage, and it causes cavities to come in through the face of the tooth where they normally couldn't. Normally you get cavities in the lateral sides of the teeth where you can't get